Just people, Waffle Don and Kape in the building, man, for another Kape and Don show. We're back again, and we're going to be running the consistency thing throughout the whole season. Make sure you slap up the likes, and obviously, if you're new or if you're watching it back, just make sure you do all the good stuff. Subscribe to the channel, both channels, by the way, not just my channel. It's both channels. We're streaming from both channels anyway. So first things first, Premier League's started. Let's actually talk about the Premier League opener and obviously other teams as well, because it's not just, we can speak about Arsenal all the time, but there's other teams that have started strong as well, this Premier League as well. So we won't spend too much time talking about Premier League and that, but what did you think of the opening game, bro?
The Coventry game or just the opening weekend in general?
The Coventry game. That was the first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great game. Entertaining. I think we dominated the game from start to finish. Created a lot of chances, played through the lines, played with a level of intensity and control, aura. And of course, there's still... It was a control game. Again, it didn't feel like we came out of gear 2. We could have won the game by more, but we didn't choose to, and came out pretty unscathed and kind of stamped that marker for what we want to do this season. Obviously, the rest of the league followed, and obviously there was results up and down the league. Obviously, interesting results. Obviously, we'll get into them, but on our side, we just looked very good. And I think following from that City game, the way we looked in the Community Shield game, where we looked. Obviously, I guess we played with a bit of a different approach because we gave City the possession, but we played with that same transition, quality, intent through the middle and through the lines. And it was nice to see players like Odegaard, obviously Saka, Zolis, Havertz, Lewis Skelly looking good, Rice as well. People criticised him and me as well about him not really being a passer that breaks lines consistently. And I think in that game he broke a lot of lines. So it was good, man. What about you? What do you think about the Cov game?
Yeah, man, it's a break from the norm. You know what I mean? Just looked like a little bit of 22-23 football that we were playing on the opener. So it just goes to indicate that this season isn't going to be a boring, do you know what I mean, all defensive. You know what I mean? We're going to move the ball quicker. We're going to try and kill teams off quick as well. People might say, yeah, Coventry and, they've just been promoted, but other teams also struggled with newly promoted teams, United, VFS, but we won't see him around here today with his scrubby team losing to the Tigers, getting mauled by the Tigers, but anyway, fun United.
By the Tigers.
But
by the Tigers.
You know what? We played well, man. Saka got his goal. Odegaard scored. Havertz scored an opener as well. Very good finish as well. Just one-time finish, instinctive, and it looked good. And the team looks like they're carrying on from last season with massive confidence in the team, and the team just seems settled. Also saw some other good teams play over the weekend as well. I didn't watch the Man City game, but they won. I heard they struggled. I think Chelsea looked good, but everyone's getting on aboard the Chelsea hype train. I've already seen comments in the first game that they're winning the league from Chelsea fans already. Rodgers is looking good. Palmer's looking good. They're both looking like the 10s in that position as well. I thought they looked good as well. Liverpool got away with a draw. I think it's a bit too early to start saying what's what in terms of other teams and what we know what we want to do in terms of win the league back to back. But it's a bit too early, I think, for us to say based on one game that this team is shit. I don't agree with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, yeah, that's my sum up of the. Oh yeah, Everton got a good win as well. Yeah, don't forget Home Slice in the building as well. Shout out to Gunner Street as well. But yeah,
Shout out Slice, shout out Gunner Street, shout out Tyrone,
yeah,
shout
big
out
up to all of
Man.
you. But yeah,
Make sure you guys are
good
subscribed.
opening week. Different test against Villa, although I think Villa are quite depleted, but I can see that Villa trying to work on some new signings. Probably before when's the next game on Monday? So they'll probably have a couple of signings in before the Monday bank holiday gate fixture as well. So I'm anticipating them to have a bit of a stronger first team than they did in the opening game. So yeah, what did you think? Like gloss over, like I mean, the actual opening Saturday and Sunday games.
Obviously, before I get into that, obviously, big up, probably I say big up on Slice, obviously, and shout out Everton, obviously, them getting a win against Palace. I wouldn't say it was necessarily deserved, but obviously, as he said, he's joked around and said, obviously, off to a good start. They're on the title charge as well, just like Chelsea, and every team that won should be on the title charge. Brighton. Shout out Tyrone as well. Says, obviously, how are you? I see you in. Yeah, I was in the catch up chat earlier. See, it was fun. That was crazy in that stream. But opening weekend was entertaining. I think Brighton 4-0 against Villa. Obviously, only Villa had a depleted squad. It's crazy. I think obviously Brentford, the way they handled Spurs, like I can't lie, Brentford are a very good team, and obviously they've signed that Doof guy, that Sengare player, water player, man. They got a very good squad as well, good manager.
Sade as well, don't
They
sleep
got a
on
good squad
Sade.
still. Callum Wilson, they got Anthony, they got a good player, they got a good squad still. And they will be one of those teams that will be in and around those European positions. I'm going to predict this season, but yeah, it was good to obviously Hull City, old school kind of Premier League football crossing the board, dunking on Man United. City obviously should have won, I guess, more comfortably, but I guess they did struggle and didn't look as complete. But obviously got a last minute winner. Liverpool kind of getting deservedly should have lost that game against
Yeah,
Newcastle, but obviously,
foolish.
and the penalty wasn't a penalty, but is where it is. But they're not looking as secure, and obviously Chelsea probably look the most threatening in terms of their attack and the quality that they have within their team. And obviously, they're missing Caicedo. If they do sell Enzo, what midfielder do they get? Obviously, we'll see. But again, their goalkeeper is shaky, and obviously, I know they're linked. I've been seeing they're linked to Martinez today. I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah,
And Emi
I think
Martinez,
it
but
will, you know,
it probably
because
will
they've got in
happen.
Suzuki. Is it
But obviously,
Suzuki?
he has his own questions as well. But I think the Premier League weekend opened up very, very well. It's entertaining games. I think you can see there was a lot of fast flowing football. It wasn't like obviously some teams that everyone has their style, but I think it was good for what it was, and it was as expected. Like the Arsenal looked comfortable and looked good. Some of those teams that you're gonna say that and everyone else looks like anyone can beat anyone. It's one of those situations. It's not like the clear cut because you normally would have predicted Brighton smoking Villa like that, but we'll see what happens, man. But a Villa game on Monday, I'll see a little long break, but I guess that allows a lot of time for players to get some rest and get up to fitness, like some of those players like Rice and Saka. And I guess we get to now sit back and watch the scope of everyone else playing for this weekend before we play our game on Monday. Where after Villa getting smoked and obviously their squad being depleted, I'm very confident we can go there and handle the business. Slice says we're on tonight against Preston. Carabao. Oh yeah, there's Carabao Cup tonight. Oh, yeah, there's Carabao Cup. I think
Is it
Spurs are
Carabao
playing.
Cup tonight?
Spurs are playing. I think
Shout
Everton
out
are playing. Yeah.
Oh, is
Shout out
it?
FC always, man. Yeah, there's a couple of games.
Well, what time is the game? Is it 7:45 or something? We won't make it a long stream anyway. So
Probably like 8 anyways. But
yeah.
yeah, the draw is after the games. AFC always. I think so we'll
So they're
find
going
out
to be
who they're
some
playing.
meaty teams they're going to be playing. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see who we get. But yeah, like it's I think it's interesting because obviously our game is the day before the transfer window shuts.
Oh, okay.
I think on Monday, I think it's just Tuesday. So now we'll, like as I said, we'll be seeing ramping up obviously, and I know we probably transition into stuff to this, but this obviously Martinelli leaving, looking like he's going to be nearing a move to Al Hilal for about what is it? I'm seeing 60 million. I'm seeing quite around maybe 65 million, which is quite decent. I'm thinking in terms of obviously Arsenal have never really sold well, so it's going to be the record transfer fee. Yes, maybe you can look at it in comparison to other players and what Martinelli is, and it's a deal that you feel like Arsenal should be getting more money from, and I would agree to that. But given the stage of the window, given us haven't really made any key sales, and we know Martinelli hasn't really been included in the last few squads, so clearly he isn't in the plans. It's um it's a good move for him in the sense of obviously financially he's gonna be set. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a big wage. I've even seen what it was. He's gonna be on a big wage. He just got married.
329K, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's tax free. Probably gonna still get all those bonuses. Give them, those Audi teams. I'm so Saudi teams give you a nice car. They give you, watches and all these kind of things. Buy you a nice house. And obviously he just got married, so he's probably planning to have a kid soon. So that's probably that. Martinelli's a good player, and of course he's 25 years old. I think he could still be playing at that Europe level, and he'll probably have enough. He'll probably spend 2 years at Saudi, sorry, and probably come back to Europe and make his name in probably another league and because you won't ever lose that pace and that quality. But I think it's for me, obviously, I've always loved Martinelli. Like, I don't know how, obviously, if you've been part of this channel, anyone that's following me, I've loved this guy from the start, and I've backed him even when it's been in the darkest times, innit? Because I just I like him as a player. And obviously, I know he has his flaws, but I also like him as a person. Like he's epitomized. I think I was seeing something about I don't know what people in the comments will say. He's Arsenal's best transfer, signing him for about 5-7 million, selling him now for their record fee. He's come here at the peak. He came here when we were 8th place, and he's been here as part of the rebuild to where we become champions. And now, like he's kind of one of those players that's given their all for the club. Like really been changed the narrative of, because we used to have players that used to take this badge for luxury, and he's one of those guys that kind of set the standards of what it should be to be playing for the club and how it should be derived. And it's sad that he's leaving, because I think maybe I have attachment to players in it, but I just think, do you know what I mean? Like players that have been there for a long time, obviously, it's coming to a natural end, and I think it's the right time for him to leave. But it's still sad to see him leave. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's sad. It is sad. It is sad, man. It's very sad. I see him sitting in the stadium, innit, looking at his phone or whatever he was doing the other day, and he just looks stressed, man. He looks sad, man. But this is football at the end of the day, and whether we like it or not, the club have decided to move on from Martinelli, and you know what I mean? You know what? He's not really kicked on from. Listen, he's a good squad player, yeah. But there comes a time where being a squad player and other players just coming in and just taking your chain, you can't be letting other players come in and take your chain just so easy. So you know what I mean? Martinelli, you know what? I like him, man, but it's just you have to move on, and and that's it. And I'm sure he's gonna, he's left the Premier League winner. Do you know what I mean? How many Arsenal players has played for us don't even have a Premier League badge or medal or anything like that? He's stuck there. Even when there were teams like after him as well, in Liverpool, when Klopp was after him, you know what I mean, other teams were in for him. You know what I mean, he stayed at Arsenal as well, but sometimes you have to move on, man, and big him up for all his contributions that he's given to Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? On and off the pitch. Never heard Martinelli in any kind of beef or any kind of stupidness. Obviously on the pitch, yeah, he's
fighting for us on the side. Yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, battle.
I love all of that. I love all of that kind of like dark arts and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's sad to see him go, because
he came as a boy, 18 years old.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's sad. Like 7 years. Bro.
7 years is crazy. Like, not a lot of players spend 7 years at Arsenal. Like, when you think about the lot of players that played for our club, not a lot of them spend that much time.
With Lacazette and all
from Ozil, Lacazette, David Luiz. Do you know what I mean? The Mustafis and those kind of guys. That's why it's like, because I see him in the same light as Saka. They came through at the same time, and they both have been part. And it's like they both have come to. Obviously, I know Saka's.
He was supposed to be the one better than Saka. You know, he was.
There you go, because he had the traits and stuff. But obviously, Saka being a better, more intelligent footballer, more technical guy, obviously has advanced. But I feel like I would love, obviously, like what Club Brugge did. I don't know if you saw with Zolis, where he kind of went back this week. I think Arsenal players had some time off, so he went to Club Brugge and they kind of gave him a nice kind of goodbye on the pitch and like kind of adoration. Hopefully, maybe Martinelli will get that maybe when Saudi have a break, he can come back to the Emirates for a game, and we can kind of give him that real goodbye. Because I kind of feel sad when players don't get to kind of say. I hope the same thing with Trossard as well. Don't really get to say goodbye, and they're kind of legends as well. But see, Martinelli going. Is there only one player that we want in the last 6 days, or there's only one player that seems to be linked? And obviously, the transfer saga is
we're going
Messi.
to talk about him. We're going to talk about him. But before we talk about him, remember I mentioned Villa game, yeah. So there's I think Nicholas Jackson. He's close to signing
For Villa,
Villa, yeah. So I think Villa and Atletico were looking at him as well. So that's So I'm sure he's going to sign for Villa, man. It's just there, isn't it? But
Oli Watkins is going to go to Al Hilal.
Yes, Oli Watkins is going for Al Hilal.
So him and Martinelli going to be playing together.
Yeah. So the player we're going to talk about obviously is at Atletico Madrid. What's going on with this guy, man?
The situation is mess, bro. Mess. The situation is like, obviously I know that there's always messy transfer sagas. Obviously you're a bit older than me, not exposing your age, but I'm pretty sure you've seen I'm pretty sure in the early 2000s when there was a lot more stars, obviously, like, so when they were leaving their clubs, there was a bit more of these kind of situations. Maybe they're less televised and reported the way social media is now, but you used to see some type of messy sagas, but this situation is messy. And no pun intended, because it's been going on since the World Cup when Alvarez came out and said that what he said after the first game, and obviously just everything going on. Like, obviously Arsenal wanting a player that obviously he is a world-class player in my eyes, but he clearly has his eyes set on obviously Barcelona, which I can understand from being an Argentinian player, the Latin culture I want to play for, that those teams in Spain, Barcelona a bigger club than Arsenal. But obviously Atletico don't want to sell to Barca. I think they're tired of being little broed by these teams, and they don't want to help a rival that they would see as a rival. They're not. Yeah, maybe Barcelona don't see Atletico as a rival, but it's not the same way. And obviously, maybe with previous deals like the Griezmann, João Felix situations, they don't want to be coerced into having to sell their best players to a team in their league. Like they don't. I think what is mad about it is because obviously Barcelona were within their right to want to buy Alvarez, of course. Like, it's not the problem, and Alvarez is well within the right to want to go there. But Atletico were within the right to not accept a deal. It's like if Man City came to want to buy Saka, or the same time when Man City wanted to buy Harry Kane, and they bid that crazy money, 120 million, whatever it was, and Spurs said no. Like, that's just life. Like, you're not gonna then kind of use the media to kind of try and put pressure, because that's obviously, I know the Spanish and foreign teams are a bit different, like in the way they operate and the way they use the media and everything else. That doesn't mean that I'm agreeing with it, but I know this is just part of what they are. But Barcelona obviously putting on their main page, obviously the president talking about how they want to sign him, and obviously Atletico are negotiating other teams, and it's just bare messy, and Atletico coming out and saying there's 0% we're sending him to Barcelona, even still to today. It makes it feel like the Arsenal move is the only well, it was a perfect decision for Atletico because they can get money or a player. It's about whether Alvarez would be open to come in. But I think with Barcelona coming out today kind of saying this, it would probably make him feel like, I want to wait till the last day to see if there's any chance, even though Atletico are saying no, which I think puts Arsenal in a sticky situation, because if they do get a green light, it might be very late for them to do a deal of this magnitude. At the same time, I think Arsenal should be a team that kind of give him a deadline and say, I can't lie to you, we want to sign you, but we're not getting into this mess. Like, we have this amount of money, we have this. I know Atletico will probably agree a deal. What do you want to do? Because they're saying they're not selling you to your team. What do you want to do? I would want the player. I'm not discouraged by him wanting Barcelona, but the situation's too messy that I just don't like it, because it's one of those ones that, because we're involved, it's like, and because we don't see any other name linked, in the media, it's like, this is the player that we're going for, isn't it? Like, and it looks like the solution.
This is what's annoying me though, because we've done the same with Vinny, yeah. We put in all our energy into this. Listen, I know the players are good players and stuff like that, yeah, but we're putting all our energies into these guys, yeah, and they don't even want to play for us, bro. And listen, if it came to a case where he had to come to us, then that's fine. But I don't like this all out energy, yeah, for someone that don't even want to play, don't even want to come to Arsenal, and he will only come to Arsenal as a last resort. I'm not feeling that.
But the only thing is, I don't think it's because I don't feel like Arsenal would be pushing for this move if they didn't have any indication from him that he'd be willing to join Arsenal. Because I feel like Arsenal, given
True.
where we are at now, we don't seem like the catty type of club. Like to
Mm.
go, I'm not saying we would want to get the best players, but we're not just going to be hanging around like saying, "Hey, we're still here." Like I think that
Mm.
Alvarez must have. I think Alvarez's camp has probably been the problem here. I think they probably advised him to come out the World Cup and say, make the statement to kind of put pressure on Atletico. I don't think Barca can tell Alvarez directly, but maybe through his camp have told him this. And they're probably the ones that are telling him now that if you still hold on, Atletico maybe will do a deal. And it's a situation. I'm pretty sure Juven Alvarez will probably have spoken to Mikel. You know these situations happen. He's probably told him, and he probably is more than convinced. I know there's news about like obviously his family, as you said. If it's not just about them living, I think the visa situation as well, which I think can be sorted out. Like I don't think that's a hard thing to sort out, but obviously them wanting to live in England, obviously the weather, the culture is different to being in Spain, which is very similar because of the Latin culture and the Spanish speaking language that will be similar to Argentina. But at the same time, like is if Atletico are completely not going to do a deal with Barcelona, we saw how that first game was. Obviously, who knows if he would apologize or not if he was to stay, but I don't think it would be a comfortable situation given the fact that he's gone through all of this mess, like to then just stay. And you know that it doesn't matter whether you stay and you go again. Next season, they're not going to open the doors to Barcelona. Like they don't want to sell to this team. So even if his dream is to go there, you have to kind of park that dream off for a little bit and then go. Because my whole thing about this is that I haven't seen not one report from David Ornstein or Fabrizio that said Barcelona have bid XYZ amount of money for Alvarez and it's been rejected. Do you know what I mean? It's just been he wants them and they say we want to get him, but I haven't seen actually a bid, which is interesting because normally you would see the bid gone in, rejected, and it's like we haven't actually seen an official bid, which is why I'm just saying if he ends up giving the green light to Arsenal, I think that transfer will like transpire very quickly. I think Arsenal will agree the money that or whatever it is, whether it's a player and money or it's just straight money, and get that deal done. Not because they're scared of anything. I just think there's nothing else apart from that's not the deal for Arsenal on Arsenal's end apart from his green light.
But
But I
we're
feel like
waiting. But we're waiting on his decision now. And
but
that,
I feel like his decision is predicated on his agent telling him because if the club, the selling club has told you we're not selling you to that club,
yeah,
you have to accept that. But I feel like his agent is probably telling him because they're probably speaking to Barcelona and saying, "Don't worry, they're gonna budge last minute because you." And that's bad advising because if in the end they don't, let's just say for instance Arsenal walk away from this deal and he doesn't go to Barcelona, he's gonna be the one that's the most sad because he's gonna have felt like, oh, I've done all I can to go to the club. Barcelona would have said, "Oh, we done all we can to sell to ban you," but obviously nothing happened. And then who's going to be at loss? Atletico are not going to be at loss. They haven't sold the player. They're still going to have him.
but
Barcelona.
I can't see him playing again. Look, they were whistling at him and everything.
This is what I'm saying for him. Like I think he needs to stop. He needs to make a decision himself. Like he needs to go to Atletico, have a meeting individually, and say, "Are you man going to sell me to this club?" If they say no, fam, go talk to Arsenal, and then go and talk to Arsenal and say, "Okay, in 2 years, can we revisit? If I still want to leave, if I haven't fallen in love with this club, can we agree on something that I can have a release clause that's a reasonable price, or maybe a provided Arsenal want that Barca can come in and get me? Cool." Because for me, that in 2 years' time, if Arsenal have collected two or three Premier Leagues, we'll be able to get the next best striker that's available as young, or that's maybe a TK or somebody else, or Creepy if we haven't got him already. But I'm not really, I don't know, man, because there's no one else really of that ilk or quality that looks available in the market that I feel like Arsenal can get an attack this summer, which is buys the problem. Obviously, I already said I feel like it's Alvarez or nobody, and I've kind of already made peace with that, not because I want to, just because it kind of makes
If
sense.
Creepy was available though, I'd have drawn
I
for
think
Creepy.
because Creepy will be available in January. I'm like, if this Alvarez deal goes, just go and make sure you sign Creepy in January, wherever the money will be. Just put that money down, get him. And if there's a left winger that's had a good 4 months, and then maybe they're available, maybe move for them as well. But like, you don't have to force your hand because our squad isn't crap. because like maybe we would have selling Martinelli and not bringing a replacement is a risk. I'm not going to say it's not, but at the same time, there's no point selling Martinelli to bring in another version of Martinelli. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, so.
But are you telling me in a world of 8 billion people, yeah, there's no footballer that can come in and do a job on that left-hand side that's better than Martinelli? Because
I don't think.
but
I think we underrate Martinelli so much. The way people disregard Martinelli so much, like he's some crap player, like he's like a natural or someone. Not saying you do. I'm saying people do, because like man, the guy's a Brazilian international. He doesn't get picked and playing in the World Cup because he's not good, or he's not played for Arsenal for so many years and played at this level if he wasn't good. I think a lot of players, if we look around, like the players that we get excited by, like we get excited by when we see them. But when you go to fans of these teams that watch them week after week, they'll tell you the rule. Like this guy doesn't, like, they'll be like, they're not consistent. They'll have 10 game periods where they literally do nothing, where they're crap, like where they don't, like all this stuff. And it's like, it's sad because that's what I keep comparing. Back in the day when I grew up in football, there were so many good players at the top level. Like even the like tier 2 level were still good players that you wouldn't mind. Now there's not that many good players. Like it's actually crazy. Like at the highest level, I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not good gambles.
It's that left wing spot though. That's the one.
There's not that many. Like that's available. Like you're looking at it, it's like everyone that you buy is a gamble. And why should Arsenal, as champions, buy a gamble? You've already made that gamble signing in a Zolis, who you spent decent money for this day and age for, and that's your gamble. 24 years old, maybe he could boom in a couple of years into a very good player. Buying another player for higher money that's also a gamble. I don't think makes sense, especially if
I would have gambled on Götze though, man. I'm telling you, man.
Götze. Yeah, but I think that's what. But I think if Arsenal didn't sign Zolis, then I would be open to whatever left winger we would have got, because obviously we already let Trossard go. So they always have to be a gamble or a wild card, that's fine. But we got one of those. So now I want the certified one, because it doesn't make sense at our level now to have Saka on the right side that's certified. Obviously, we still want to get a 9 that's certified to all of us. But okay, Havertz is Mikel's guy, and then the left winger that's still not certified. I don't think it makes sense. And it's like, if you just buy another one, like Arsenal are not a club to operate where they just buy and sell. Like, okay, we buy a player this summer, sell the next, because that, like, if now, like, I don't know, all the left wingers become available next summer from these big teams, and we've bought a guy that isn't of the level and we can't sell him, then we're gonna miss out on buying one of those guys, and it just makes no sense when we're trying to just be one of those teams that have like an elite squad from 1 to 11, like, or let's say elite starting 11 from 1 to 11. So it's just peak, man. Obviously, 6 more days of the window left. So this mess will come to a close very soon, and we'll know one way or another what's going on. But I think these kind of sagas are just so frustrating, man, because it's free. There's reports from Atletico side, Barca side, the Arsenal side, but I have a feeling Arsenal signing. But maybe that's just the optimism in me. Maybe I'm reading some stuff online, but I don't know, man. I don't know. So Villa game predictions.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Villa game quickly before we go. Yeah, I've not even really thought about.
Would you make any changes to the lineup that started last week? If let's say Bruno G's fully fit, Konza's fully fit to start, would you make any lineup changes, or would you run the same lineup?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Defense is one of them ones, man. You just don't chop and change just like that. Do you know what I mean? But I can understand as well that Arteta will probably want to go with his strongest defender. He's paid a lot of money for Konza as well, so maybe Konza comes in and starts with Gabriel. Bruno's not going to probably start because he's probably coming back from an injury. So maybe him being the only change, Mosquera with Konza. But I could also see him not changing it and just keeping the team the same as well. Wow, that's a close game, man. I'm expecting to whop teams this season, None of this friendly. Remember we played them last season, and they absolutely like done a madness on us. The last minute, I've still got that
Yeah,
pain.
I got my payback for all these players. I'm coming back to the chains. The same thing with United, but we'll get there.
And Villa ain't,
Like to your point, obviously the lineup. I can't lie to you. I was thinking about this. I don't know if I bring in Conte. You know, even if he was fit, just so that we don't have to rile up their fans.
Thing.
Yeah, just not about him. Just to rile up their fans. You know, to boo and have a bit more of an incentive to want to prove a point. Obviously, their captain playing for the team they're playing against. They just lost 4-0 the week before. They have to obviously make amends for that. But like, you know, just if we run the same lineup, obviously I know Verge might be in. I think that team played very well. Like they deserve to go again. And I can't lie to you. Obviously, even if Villa do, I don't think they would. Even if they have Jackson finalized, I don't know if he'll be ready to start that game. But even if he is, or whatever, I think we should be smoking Villa, man. Like I know they're at home; it'll be their first game. They'll be up for it. I know Emery want a reaction, but that squad has been run tangled, bro. And
but that brother always, for some reason,
he always wants to play up against Arsenal.
Yeah,
but I think I'm not worried about no team this season. I respect every team, and maybe I'm not saying when we don't face teams, I'm not going to look at their threats, but I'm looking more at what we have. I don't care what you have. You can have whatever you want to have. It's not better than what I have, and that's where I'm at now. And it's not even being ignorant. It's just more. I feel like if we play how we played against City, play how we played against Coventry, doesn't matter how Villa play, because they looked very vulnerable against Brighton. They could have lost that game 6-7-0, and you know that's embarrassing. And I know they had a lot of players missing, or this is just what their squad is. But Victor Lindelof,
we've had 10 days off as well, so it's not like we haven't had no rest either. So.
Yeah, so players should be fresh, and players like Saka or Rice, who only had a few preseason games, well, one preseason game before they played against Coventry. Now they have a full rest to kind of ramp up their fitness as well. No intensity of a game in between for them, because obviously the likes of all these teams like Chelsea and Spurs are already playing 3 games a week because of their early Carabao Cup rounds. Obviously, I know they're going to probably rotate their squad, so it's fine. But
they got squads, man, innit?
But obviously, Villa don't have the obviously. We should be smoking Villa. Obviously, it might be a tight game. Is that their home? But I'm going for like similar to what I'm going to say. I'm going for 3-0. Like I think I went 5-0 last game, but
I've not seen no one scoring against us against Villa.
Not for a little minute still.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go one below 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
So I'm going 3-0. Who's your goal scorers?
Oh God. The thing is, we should be doing that on the day because we're gonna forget.
Oh yeah, the lineup as well might change. So cool. That's all right. I allow you.
Let's do it on the day because I'm willing right now.
But yeah, like I think it will be, as I said, it will be intriguing now for us to be, because we were the openers this week, and we had the early game on the Friday. Now we're gonna have the late game, obviously after work on the Monday, which obviously would be nice to look forward to.
I'm gonna see if I can reach. You know, I don't know. I don't know what if I'll be back on time, but.
Yeah, if you can't do it, hold on.
Yeah, I'll see.
But we get to watch all the ops play in it and see how they look in their second game now. Before we now play. Not that makes any difference, but obviously, I'm just intrigued to just watch everyone now, because we were the ones that set tone, and now we will set the tone. Obviously, we have Chelsea the following week, which is I'm so excited for that game. I just want to put their fans, just to silence them and let them, just little bro them and just let them know, hey, you're a good team, but. Calm down, yeah. Calm down.
They've been talking the most, bro.
So, as Gunner Street says, until we start playing 3 games a week, I think we will move to teams. Exactly, and the team will be fresh. And whether Mikel makes one or 2 changes per game, depending on profile, or if he just runs the same lineup and then obviously just makes subs, it's fine. Obviously, I know Carabao Cup will happen in a couple of weeks where we play that game, but even that game probably can rotate the whole 11, and that'll be fine, because we'll probably have a lower league team. So. I think, I'm intrigued to see. I don't know, the Champions League draws, is it on Friday? Or when is it soon? So I'm intrigued to see who we have in our 8 games. I'm pretty sure we'll have one of Real Madrid or Barcelona, especially given if this whole Alvarez situation.
Yeah, man. I just hope, you know what, when you just want to just bring someone in, man. I just want to bring someone in, man.
Give me that player, and it's like, then at least I know we don't have a left hand side of that.
It's gonna be the last minute. It's gonna be last minute to me.
Yeah, just have to buckle our seatbelts and hold on to seeing what happens, obviously. But watch the space, obviously. I think that there was Miguel Delaney from the Telegraph or Independent, one of those two, was saying something about there's a like Friday their verdict.
Friday.
Yeah, like Friday there'll be verdict will be known whether what he wants to do. So we'll see in it. But
what about if he says that he's gonna fight for his, when he says he's gonna stay and fight for his place at thing? That kind of puts it. How does that make you feel, bro?
if he does that, then that's
is it like bun you, or is it just
is that a bun you? Then I'll be like, cool. We don't want you more. Then that's just like Coopy Junior will be who I'm focused on for January, and I won't open that Alvarez door again, even if he comes and starts to twerk for us next year. Because I'm gonna be like, when we literally was here giving you and ready to agree a deal, you didn't want to come. When your team literally said is us or nothing, and it's not like, again, I think I always said this. It will be different, and obviously, with due respect to Spurs or something.
I think there's some Pep hate in there, some City hate in there.
No, I don't know. I just think whether it's from him playing behind Haaland and maybe that affected him, or I don't know, his family living in Manchester. Maybe whatever, that wasn't a good experience for them. Maybe from Manchester is in London. It's a bit better nightlife, a bit better diversity, a bit better. Do you know what I mean? Like quality of living. Not to disrespect Manchester, but do you know what I mean? Like, this is London, so. Like there's that, and obviously there's more airports. You want to go back home, it's not like there's just only one airport. There's all these things, factors and stuff that I think they have to. It's not. I don't think that's a problem. I think it's just him being advised that he should hold on, because his agents have probably told him, or Barca have told his agents, tell him, don't worry, we know Atletico, they'll budge. So just you stay strong, and then when they budge, we'll come in for you. But I'm like, how can you bank on that when they actually haven't bid for you officially? And the club has actually continued to say, we're not selling to these guys. And they probably have told him, we'll sell you to Arsenal. That's not a problem, but we're not selling you to Barca. And it's like, he has to come at the end and say, realize, bro, like, you're not a kid, bro. You're not like a 19-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid wanting to go to a dream club and being, bro, you're a 26-year-old man. Like, you can negotiate these things. And as I said, it would be different if it was Barca or Spurs or nothing. And all due respect to Spurs, but like Arsenal are champions of the Premier League. We went to Champions League final last season. We're arguably better team than Barcelona right now. Obviously, I know they got Lamine Yamal and they're Barcelona, but like it's not like the two options are much like different. I know they're different countries and stuff, so I think have a bit of respect for it. But we'll see. If we do agree, I'll be making crazy videos. So, but
just keep watching the transfers, man. Do you know what I mean? Because something's gonna give. Just seen breaking news. Here we go. Nico Gonzalez to Newcastle, £50 million transfer, or 47 million plus 3 million add-ons. So he's gone to Newcastle. So Newcastle are cooking a little bit, man. Do you know what I mean? It looked like they was down in the dumps, but they seem to be doing their thing. Ornstein as well was just reported that 1 minute ago. Villa strike an agreement with Chelsea to sign Nicholas Jackson, deal for 25-year-old striker worth 47.5 mil plus 17.5 million add-ons for a maximum package of 65 million. So he looks like he's definitely going to Villa as well. So I think Villa are gonna try and buy a few more players as well.
Chelsea and Man City know how to sell players, man. So I don't know how these clubs do it. Just be selling. Like,
can you see like a Chelsea coming in for an Alvarez towards the end of the window? Because you know there's a lot of hijacking going on right now. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't put it past them. Whether like Arsenal, they have the ability to spend that kind of money again in another place. Obviously, we're not saying they can't. They've made sales, so they can. But whether they have the wages that they're willing to break their wage structure to put a player on that kind of wages. I know they pay a lot of their players lower wages, or he'll be willing to go to a team not in the Champions League just to live. Like, why would you come to live in London and go to Chelsea and not go to Arsenal, who are in the Champions League and 4 competitions? Literally you walk, because João Pedro is their number 9. You literally walk in as Arsenal's number 9 for me. But you wouldn't walk into Chelsea. Well, maybe you wouldn't, but we'll see. But even what Sunderland going for Jack Grealish as well, I think he would do good there, man, if he goes to that team still.
Yeah, man. Anyway, let's call it a day. We should be back here. I don't know when what Kape's doing over the weekend. What you got coming up, man?
Just any updates of any videos. Obviously, we'll be here for the preview as well for the Villa game. Probably drop on the weekend, and I can get a live going. I will, but it just depends on my time.
Villa game Monday, yeah.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, Monday. So I'll see if I can get back in time for that. Hopefully hopefully hit maybe half time or something. But yeah, I'll see if I can get back from where I'm going.
But yeah, maybe we'll be having a Julian Alvarez type situation by the next time we're talking on the camp.
I hope so. But yeah,
that then will give me a lot of confidence for Champions League. But Maresca playing ADM, it did work.
I'm probably going to do a transfer show. I'm going to do a mad one, innit? Come back and still transfer show, innit? On the day, innit? It's the first, innit?
Yeah, the first.
Yeah, so I'll probably do a transfer show usually. But yeah, people, make sure you slap the likes and everything. Kape Don. Yeah, and just keep the love going, man. Yeah, man. Have a good evening. Peace.